If you have any questions or concerns about this week's episode, please call or text producer Dan at 778-288-9255.
Start the party, Dan! It's time to turn it up. We're getting crazy, going wild, talking nasty stuff. Dude scrolling hell's like fun stuff. Fire, boom, roast, mad post, sticking up the replies. We don't want to go to school, we don't want to get a job. We just want to get online and get our asses blocked. We don't follow the rules, we do whatever we want. It's Block Party, the podcast like we're tweeting a duck. Block Party, Block Party, Block Party, my mentions are fun. Block Party, Block Party, Block Party, I quote tweeting a duck.
Hello, friends, idiots, and friends who are also idiots. Welcome to your favorite podcast about social media and rejection. It is Block Party. This is episode number 291. I am John.
I'm Stefan.
And with us is a fantastic guest. I can speak words.
You're fine. You're okay.
I can speak words.
You got it.
She is a very funny comedian, television writer, and my co-host on What Is a Jeopardy podcast. Emily Heller has returned. Hi, Emily.
Hello, Emily. Hello.
Hey, boys. How are you?
We're good.
We're good.
Yeah, we're very good.
We're getting ahead
so happy
before
to
I
hear
leave for Europe. This episode's coming out in like 3+ weeks.
God.
So
yeah, where are you
we're doing-
going again?
Oh, he's okay.
I
Oh, yeah.
am-
Sorry. This is going to bore the shit out
No,
of you.
no. Well, most of it will. One part of it won't bore you, but it is like very dumb, but it won't bore
Yeah.
you.
I am going to London. I am going to Belfast. I am going to Edinburgh, and I am going to Glasgow.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be a great time.
But why? What's the main thing you're doing
It's
there?
not the main thing, but I am
He's
going
going
to
to go see that old curling stone.
yeah, the 1511 one. Yeah, it's right beside the Stone of Scone in the British Museum of Natural History or whatever. I am going to see Limp Bizkit in Belfast.
As one does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the first time anyone has ever flown to Europe to see Limp Bizkit?
Never. No, probably not.
I
I think
mean-
lots of people are pilgrimaging.
You think they're following Limp Bizkit around?
Yeah, they're kind of
I guess in their
Breaking Bad
prime,
these
maybe,
days.
right?
No, in their prime, yeah, probably. But they also just they toured so much in America that there wouldn't really
Right.
be a reason for you to fly from North America to Europe to see them.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. Are
I
they?
have,
Are they?
I have a friend who does that for Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She'll go. It's sort of I think how she plans a lot of her international travel.
Right. Which kind
That's
of
kind of cool. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I know people were doing that with the Eras tour because apparently it was way easier to get tickets in Europe.
Yeah, it was cheaper to fly and go
Oh,
there
wow.
than it
Yeah.
was to actually see it where you were.
Yeah, I had a friend who went in Paris, and I think she said the tickets were only $150 to go in Paris. So then, yeah, if you're going to spend $1,500 here, you might as well go to
Yeah.
Paris.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't see it. I think you should follow Limp Bizkit around for a year.
Well, they're
You know?
doing that stupid tour this summer where it's them and Riff Raff and Corey Feldman. And I think it's called Welcome to Loserville or something.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to follow them around on that tour. I don't think so.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I think
I also feel like they play a lot of shitty cities. Because Brian always talks about how all the new metal bands used to come through Columbus because
Sure.
they love, they were more of a Midwest, type of band.
that
Those
makes
bands.
sense.
So I feel like if I was going to follow them around, you're not even going to cool places. Oh yeah. Okay. The dates are in Somerset, Wisconsin,
Okay.
St. Louis, Missouri, Tinley Park, Illinois, which I guess maybe that's close to Chicago, Noblesville, Indiana, Clarkston, Michigan. None of these sound good. It gets a little better towards the end. They're in Phoenix, Dallas, Houston, Salt Lake. But yeah, I don't know. Even in California, they're playing Concord and San Bernardino.
I searched Limp Bizkit tour dates on Google, and then there was something else that I clicked there. So this is something you could maybe do and they might actually go to better cities. But there is this is Germany's #1 Limp Bizkit tribute act, Pimp Blitzkid. And they're playing at Rock and Roll Headquarter in Dusseldorf. Oh, that's November 15th. That's a little ways
God,
away.
I wonder
but-
what it feels like to be Germany's number 2 Limp Bizkit.
I mean, Pimp Blitzkit is a great band.
I'm going to look up a video of them and make Dan play it right now because I would like to see it.
God. Oh, what
Yeah,
did I
come
do to
on.
deserve this?
Yeah, don't do this.
What is like you're a California native? Is like
Yeah.
Concord and San Bernardino like shitty, or are those like bad?
No, like San Bernardino is like an hour outside LA.
Oh, okay. So that's not
Yeah, and Concord's like an hour outside of San Francisco. Like they're both just they're probably playing like really big venues there.
they're playing amphitheaters, yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
they're places where it's like that's where people from LA will go to see them
because they
And,
have
like,
the space to go.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Are you
San
not a Limp
Bernardino is,
Bizkit
like,
fan, Emily? This is crazy for me to learn right now here on this show.
that I'm not a Limp Bizkit fan.
Yeah. I know you're a huge biscuit head.
It sounds like a slur when you say that.
I feel like, I mean, I did like vote for Korn on TRL at one point in my life, but that was more out of sort of like a misplaced antagonism toward boy bands that were
Okay.
competing for the spots.
I
on
think that's where a
TRL.
lot of new metal fandom sort of originated was
Yeah.
boy band hatred. So
Yeah.
okay,
And then I learned that there's other music.
yeah,
Well,
such as
not
new metal
TRL.
tribute acts is another example.
Yeah. well,
Um,
okay. Before we get to Pimp Blitzkid, which I didn't realize it was kid at the end. That's fun. I thought you were
Yeah.
saying Pimp Blitzkit.
well, it's a weird word. I think.
Anyway,
but
it's fine.
anyway,
But
yeah,
I know, Emily, like you and I were talking about trying out for Pop Culture Jeopardy, maybe on the same team. And then you were like, we both probably have too much knowledge of emo music. But I feel like I didn't know you were an emo either.
Oh yeah, I was so into emo when I was like in high school and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Like what? Like who are your guys? Who are your emos?
Aaron, like I'm on WTF talking about the Get Up Kids.
yeah.
I liked probably like, I mean, you know, it's all whack, but the Get Up Kids definitely had a Dashboard Confessional phase.
Uh-huh.
Definitely was into like Saves the Day
Oh, yeah.
and trying to think who I like went to go see. I feel like I didn't actually go like I also was like into like pop punk and stuff. I was really into Dancehall Crashers, like they're more like ska, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like I don't even know them. I've heard the name, but I never listened to ska really.
yeah. Well, that is like that doesn't make me respect you more.
I wasn't seeking that.
It makes me respect you more, John. You seem like a ska fan to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
The,
just
the
feel like-
closest I got to ska was like No Doubt, like Tragic Kingdom. I loved, but I never got.
But that
into,
was like a crossover hit, though.
yeah, I was
so-
never like Planet Smashers, Big D and the Kids Table, you know, that type of ska that my friends are into.
Did
No.
you ever own a pair of shoes that John Hendren also owned the same pair of?
No, I didn't.
Okay, then you weren't into ska. You're safe.
Yeah, we're safe. We're safe. Yeah, no, I know you don't respect me, Emily. We do a podcast together. I'm well aware
Yeah.
of your general contempt.
I don't think no one here respects you, John.
I'm
And
just saying,
I
like-
mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm saying that as a good friend of yours.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I mean,
no
last
problem.
time you were on the show, Emily, we basically started a podcast. So I was like, oh, maybe we'll just bring up emo, and then maybe we'll now have
Maybe
an
soon
emo
we'll have an
podcast.
emo podcast.
Yeah.
I just am like, I don't want to find out any more about the bands that I liked in high school. Cause like every so often I'll just like listen, I'll like go back and be like, oh, it's time for some nostalgia. And I'll be like, oh my God, these lyrics are a confession.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
Like all of these men were rapists. Why
Yeah.
did I listen to this music?
Now, Pop Culture Jeopardy, you said a team. Is that like a 2-person thing?
Three.
Three person
Oh.
thing. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I don't know how we probably need some Broadway. How are you at that with Stefan?
I mean, I know where it is. In terms of like it's in New York, I think, right? The
Yeah,
street.
but you know where in New York it is.
Oh,
Does it run north, south, east, west.
is it the theater district?
Uh,
Does Pop Culture Jeopardy, does that include are they including sports in that, or would that be a separate?
I would think they're including sports.
I
Okay.
think we're including like all the stuff that stumps the nerds.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
They should
I
just
think
call
it'll
it. They
be
should just
like
call it Cool
music.
Jeopardy.
Yeah, you have to wear a backwards hat while you compete on the show. Yeah, because I think they haven't specifically said, but I would guess it's like movies, music, sports.
Yeah.
You know,
TV, film.
TV, books. It'd be
Are
like
the tryouts similar? Like, is it an online thing? And then if it's a team
Yeah.
thing, how would that
so
work?
you
I
all
guess?
try out individually.
Okay.
But you say what team you're on, or I don't know. I haven't
Right.
done it, but
Okay.
yeah, you just go online and then
Interesting.
sign up as a team of 3. And
Okay.
I know for a fact that 3 of the best Jeopardy players on Earth have formed their own team and tried out together. So,
Oh God. Okay.
So I would look forward to the 3 of us getting our asses beat on Amazon Prime.
Is it the same? It's like the same branding as Jeopardy and everything. Like it is like it's just an offshoot of Jeopardy.
It's being run by Jeopardy. Like they did it
Okay.
in the 90s. They did rock and roll Jeopardy and they did sports Jeopardy, both of which were pretty short lived.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's like the idea is that it's being run by the show. So,
Yeah. Because I remember growing up, coming home from school and getting home and putting on Stump the Schwab, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And I love that. So like a Jeopardy that's like all sports or all pop culture would be a lot of fun. It's gonna be on Prime, you said as well?
Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna watch. I like ones where I know a good chunk of the answers because it makes you feel a bit smarter. And I think that's kind of a common thread among Jeopardy fans. But I need to hear questions where it's like, well, what team did this guy play for? You know? And then when I know it, I feel, even though it's not smart. In fact, it's actually actively, I'm stupid that I know that because I pushed out an actual fact to remember that.
I don't think that's how it works.
Okay. That's
Which
good to
part?
know, I
Which
guess.
part?
I don't think that's how brains work. I don't know how they work. I just know that it's not that.
Okay. I mean, that's good news, I guess, for me, if that's not how.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah. Most of
wonder
the
if-
facts you've forgotten are based on your own ignorance, Stefan.
Oh my God. Thank God. Oh, phew. Oh my God. Okay. That's such a relief.
I do wonder if people are going to watch it. We don't know who the host is yet. Maybe we will by the time this episode comes out. And
It could be
It's
Aaron
like-
Rodgers.
it's definitely not going to be Aaron Rodgers at this
It
point.
could have been. It could have been Aaron
could have
Rodgers,
been at
one
but
point.
he fumbled that bag a while ago,
Yeah.
as though
Yeah.
it were a football. That's
Oh.
sort of topic. Just kind of
Yep.
like a little,
Yeah,
sort
I
of a
mean,
little-
he's feuding with Kimmel, right? And like Kimmel is like ABC's little
Right.
baby. So now
What a
it's-
what a
now it's like
psycho.
a-
He's like
feud.
totally nuts. It's like the stuff he says is like
Oh,
really.
and he's going back in time now. Like I saw one the other day where he was saying like the AIDS epidemic was all
Yeah.
made up. Like he's
Yeah.
done. He's even done with like he's like, oh yeah, I've said all I've had to say about modern medicine. Let's go
Yeah.
go back 30 years and retcon some of that stuff.
Yeah, he's really, really nuts. I really hope he blows out his Achilles, the other one, on the first play of the year next year, because that would be so funny. It was so, I mean, that was like, I think like even at the time, people were like, okay, well, don't celebrate his injury, right? And then as the year went on, and he had like all that free time and was like spouting whatever he was spouting off, it was like, yeah, it's fine to. It's fun to
They're like,
laugh about
maybe
that.
we put a helmet over that face.
Okay, can we watch this German Limp Bizkit?
Yes,
bit?
yeah,
I
it's
know
been
Emily's
up
just
here
been
for a while.
chomping at the bit
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
to see this.
Okay. It says under 5,000 views. Okay.
Keep on rolling, baby. You know what's happening.
Wow, the guy who's being West won't paint his face. He's got a mask on instead. He does have a slight
God.
He
German
does have a slight German
on
accent,
here.
which is very funny.
I forgot about chocolate starfish.
Yeah, you could hear the slight German European accent, and it's very funny.
I love that. I mean, that is definitely the only good part about this.
He does have a good like. Fred
He
Durst
does.
impression,
He does
though.
have a good Fred Durst voice.
Yeah, and
That's
I mean
pretty
he's
good.
wearing the backwards red hat, which
Yeah.
I feel like is doing a lot.
It does a lot of work, I think. Yeah.
I like that he did change the Limp Bizkit line in the song to say Pimp Bizkit.
Yeah.
How full does this crowd look to you guys? Because to me, it doesn't look that full.
Oh, it's not that full.
It's
yeah.
not very full, I don't think. I do like the big pimp sign on the stage as well.
Oh yeah, forgot their name is Pimp Blitzkid.
Does Fred Durst wear a Yogi Berra jersey?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just wondering that myself.
That seems like an odd choice. All right. That was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they made this video in case you want to hire them to play at your wedding.
And
Is
if
that-
I had known, I would have flown them in.
Are you sure you're not seeing them in Belfast? You're
I'm
100% sure it's
positive I
Limp
am seeing
Bizkit?
the real Limp Bizkit. Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Because they seemed as a reasonable facsimile. Like they seemed
It was
pretty.
much better than I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be. I really thought going in, and I mean, take that for what it's worth.
Sure.
You know, Limp Bizkit is whatever they are, but
Yeah.
that was a very solid interpretation of Limp Bizkit's music.
It was a good impression. It was like a legitimately good Fred Durst impression, which I mean,
I
I don't know. Can you do a
he's-
Fred Durst impression? I feel like because you're able to pull impressions out of your ass once in a while.
I
And it
don't
seems
know.
like one you would have.
He just
I
kind
bet-
of. Sorry, go ahead, Emily.
I bet you have one. I
I'm
bet you have
sure he
one
does.
that you've been doing in the shower.
I'm sure he does.
No, I do it when I'm having sex. Actually,
Oh my god.
Come on. Man.
I'm just kidding. With Fred, it's not. You just kind of go like, yeah, but it's like not that good. I don't think I have like a good. His voice is a little. It's a higher register. Come on.
Can you do the like the
Okay.
scream for Faith?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not a good screamer. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
Can we-
guess it would be nice. Like,
What
I'm
about
not good. I can't. No, I can't do a Fred. Just saying, I can't do a
can we
Fred.
hear keep rolling? Just
Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, rolling.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nah.
I
No, I mean,
don't
I'm not-
have one.
it's
I'm
I'm
not
a
even
little
trying.
I'm disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, I am a little disappointed. I assumed you would because you have a stable of impressions, and I assumed you would have a Fred Durst.
What
but-
is John's best impression? Would you
Ooh,
say?
I think it probably is Tim Allen.
Yeah, it's got to be the
Oh,
two.
Oh yeah.
oh,
Oh
but
yeah. You've
you're-
been watching a lot of Home Improvement.
The whole thing. Yeah.
Your Blink 182 one
Yeah.
is your Tom impression is really that actually might be your best one. I think.
Could be.
Can we hear that?
Yeah.
Doing the James Lipton. Can we hear from Tom?
Can we? Is Tom in there? Can we say hi to Tom? Where are you? And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot dream tonight.
See, I think that's good.
It's pretty good. It's still a little Canadian.
Well, I can't take the Canadian out of the boy. I'm like the pimp, I'm like the pimp Blitzkid guy. It's only
Yeah.
so much of the German accent you can bury there.
That was
Should I
pretty
just
good.
do, like I should just like do the like least successful TikTok of all time and be like at the Canadian Tom DeLonge and like
Oh my
do it.
god.
Like where are you, eh?
That's not a bad idea. That could be something.
You just start a band called Wink 583 or whatever. Like,
Exactly. Yeah. Where are you, bud?
That's good. That's at least one TikTok, I think. You can get one TikTok out of that, I think.
Where are you, bud? Where the fuck are you going?
That's
dude?
good. Yeah. I think that is good.
Yeah. Well, there you go. At the Canadian Tom DeLonge. Follow me on TikTok. I'm also on Cameo.
I do love going on Cameo to see people who are impersonators. Like, there's just like a bunch of Santas on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
there
We
is some
this in great detail on our Cameo bonus episodes, but
there's
yeah,
some
there's-
crazy shit on there. Like
there's a lot of impersonators where they just kind of look like the person if they have sunglasses
Yes.
on.
yeah.
They
The
tone that.
Tom Cruise guy, sunglasses. There's a few Michael Jackson ones where they have sunglasses.
Yeah.
My personal favorite guy, I think, is the guy who claims to look like George Clooney. and
Oh, I've
sort
gotta
of
see
looks
this.
like George Clooney's. You know how like every celebrity has like an ugly brother?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mhm.
He's like George Clooney's ugly brother, I would say. I mean, it doesn't
Well,
look
it's also-
bad, but it's
to
just
me,
like
it's also-
clearly.
It's always funny when they're an impersonator that kind of looks like the person, but then they have like a Portuguese accent.
Yes, yes. The guy
Oh,
who does
God.
the Heisenberg, the Breaking Bad one,
Oh,
he
yeah.
looks a lot like him, but he has such a thick accent, and it's like I love it. It's like those I find very charming. I think because it's like fans of the show from like other countries are really getting into it, right? Because that's the other thing is like maybe in that country the person doing like the dubbing for that character does sound like that also, right? So.
Oh yeah.
Um,
So if you were like in
if you're
Brazil and you
in
run
Brazil.
into this guy, you're like, oh, this is
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I love those. But that is like we've been doing the cameo episodes again, and I was a little worried because it kind of was getting tough to sort through cameo because they patched a lot of their gaping security holes. But then we kind of figured out, well, John found what's his name on there? Nate Diaz, who's been great.
Oh, he's the best. Yeah, he's the new best guy on Cameo.
I mean,
Former
Nick
UFC.
Diaz?
Yeah, Nick
Oh,
Diaz.
sorry. Yeah,
Nate
Nick
Diaz
Diaz.
is a fighter, but he's not.
Yes, that's his brother. Yeah, right.
Former UFC fighter Nick Diaz.
Yes.
Who? Yeah, his average cameo length is like 9 seconds.
God.
And he doesn't follow most of the instructions.
Yeah,
I mean, it rocks. He's so dope.
he's
And
really
very
cool.
expensive as well. He's like $250.
Yeah.
Shit.
But just going to the impersonator section and just looking at all of them. Like there's no really like also what's like the best case scenario out of it? Like I don't know. It just fascinates me. We watched one. What was the one we watched where the guy was it wasn't even an impersonator. They have in the impersonator section on there, and I can't believe they're allowing this, but they obviously just don't give a fuck about their product. There's multiple AI celebrities where it's like really bad AI impressions, and like it's the AI like video where like it just looks so
Oh
uncanny,
yeah.
and it's like there's no fucking way Arnold Schwarzenegger signed off on his rights, right? And so some guy is just making like $200 per cameo, and they're so easy for him to make because he just plugs in whatever they're
Yeah.
asking for. It seems like there's no chance
Who
Arnold
wants
signed off.
that? Who wants to
No.
get AI Arnold cameo?
It's
Oh wow! For my birthday, you shouldn't have.
It's fucking crazy. It just makes zero sense, and it's so crazy that they're allowing it, but they just clearly don't give a fuck who's on there right now. I mean, producer Dan is on there right now. No offense, Dan.
What the fuck? Yeah,
wow.
cameo.com/early 90s pants. But what the fuck?
How many cameos have you done for people, Dan?
I would say, I think of it like 10, 15 maybe.
Honestly, that's
something
pretty
like that.
good. That's not bad.
Yeah,
I will say I was approached to be on Cameo in the very early days by
Yeah.
like someone from Cameo, and it was like before I knew what it was, and they were like, "Hey, we're starting this service. We've got all these great comedians like the Fat Jewish and like other people," and I was just immediately like, "You lost me. You lost
Yeah.
me right away."
Yeah,
Well,
I think you.
obviously love the Fat Jewish, and we've got the
Yeah, I
Fuck
was
Mary
like-
guys. You like them too, right?
Yeah, you know what? All the comics you respect, like the Fat Jewish.
It is just the worst. And Emily, I'm sure you went through this too as a comedian. There is nothing worse than when someone finds out you're a comedian and then wants to tell you about their favorite comedian, and their favorite comedian is like Brendan Schaub or something, and
Oh,
you're like,
God.
and you just have to sit there and be like, yeah, he's pretty funny, because you don't
It's
want
the
to get into a
worst.
whole discussion of like, no, he's actually like perverting the art form, and he's like the worst person I've ever seen and has no talent. You just don't even want to go into that. So you just have to be like, yeah, him and I are doing the
Yeah.
same thing, definitely. And
It happened to me
good for him.
recently and I like short circuited. I have like a neighborhood friend who I like kind of just know because our dogs like each other.
right.
And so like if I'm walking my dog at the same time as he's walking his dog, it's like one of the few dogs that my dog will actually like want to like say hello to. And so we've just, ended up becoming friendly. And it was like months of knowing this person before it came up that I did comedy, and then I found out who his favorite comedian was, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's ruined! It's ruined! I thought you were normal. Oh no!"
Who was their favorite comedian?
It was like Tony Hinchcliffe
Ah, okay.
and like the roast videos.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tony. Yeah, people love Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And then there's-
Yeah.
love
And it's
that
like I
shit,
haven't
man.
even watched it, but just to excitedly tell someone that's your favorite thing, I was
That's
like,
so
I just
funny.
no.
That would be like if you met someone and you were like, "I'm a teacher," and they're like, "Oh, hey, that's cool. I'm Mary Kay Letourneau." You know, all right. Well, I'm not that kind of teacher.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good.
Um,
That's a deep pull, Steph.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Not that deep of a pull. May December
Yeah,
just came out.
Yeah, that's true. There was the movie.
I didn't know that there was a movie about it. Okay.
Well,
Well, it
it's like-
wasn't exactly about it, but
it's
it was
clearly about that.
clearly about it. Like they literally like put in stuff from like
Yeah.
the
Oh.
like interviews.
Okay. Well, I don't know that. So
No, you don't know movies. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
But that does seem like
Oh,
something
that
you
came
will.
out. Did people like? I feel like people did not like May December. Or
No,
they,
I think they liked it a lot.
I
Oh.
really liked it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
haven't seen it yet. I've heard it's very good. It does seem like something John will randomly watch on an airplane, and I'll find out about it 3 years later, and I'll be like, "What the fuck? You watched May December?"
yeah, that is. Yeah, that's
So
definitely.
keep that in mind if you see it on an airplane, John. You should
It
watch
does
it.
feel like a movie that escaped a lot of like straight guys' radar because everyone was just, like all of the like sort of discourse around it was like how good like Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore's sort of
Yeah.
performances were. There's a lot of mother talk happening around it,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Um
that's fair. I was too busy watching porno.
yeah. You're a big porno guy.
Yeah.
We've established
You know
that,
me.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
me. Just a classic straight dude. People are like, "Have you seen May December?" I'm like, "Nope."
No, I'm watching pornography.
Jazz
I
39.
normally don't feel pressure to watch like all the Oscar movies, but everyone was hitting me up about May December because one of the characters raises monarch butterflies in it.
Oh,
and people
okay.
needed to talk to me about that.
You got sucked into that.
Yeah, I was like, I have to see how they do it, and I had notes.
Okay.
Oh, like they fucked it up.
They didn't really fuck it up, but he raised his inside, which is not recommended.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's
Oh, well,
better
you know
to
what?
raise them outside.
I'm not gonna be watching this movie anymore. I will no
But I
longer be
will
watching
say,
this
I was
movie.
like, there's a part where he like grabs one to take it outside and he grabs it by the wings. And I was like, you are not supposed to do that. But then I
Oh.
actually looked it up recently and it's fine. So
Oh, okay.
I don't
Well,
know how far my authority extends here. I
Okay.
feel like it's the Wild West with when it comes to monarchs.
All right.
And
Good to know.
you know, for me, when it comes to the monarchs, less of the Wild West and more sort of like the classic UK House of Windsor. You know,
Okay.
it's kind of more what I'm associating it with, rather than sort of your Tombstone Arizonas and your OK Corrals.
Right.
Very good, John.
Thank you.
Very good.
Trying my best out there. Yeah, Emily, I have I have seen recently you've had caterpillars doing whatever they're doing, pupating, is that the word?
Yeah, they're pupating.
And
Yeah.
I don't like it. You've been posting the videos. You're too- I don't enjoy the look of it.
The really like I've been getting some really this is like what's going on with my social media right now is it's the time of year in Los Angeles when monarch butterflies start laying their eggs on my milkweed, and then I watch the caterpillars come out and like eat a bunch of leaves and then turn into the chrysalis and then turn into a butterfly. And I post a lot about it on my Instagram, and I've been like I bought a tripod specifically
Oh, wow.
to
Oh, hell yeah.
do time lapses of them doing their weird things. And so I recently caught a couple different caterpillars pupating, which is the thing where they hang upside down and then shed their like exoskeleton, basically their outer
Right.
skin, and then underneath is the like chrysalis shell, and then it hardens over like several hours. But
Yeah.
the part where they're like taking their skin off is just it's a lot of pumping. It's like
Gross.
really
Oh,
pumping.
Oh, because they're pumping to get the skin to like fall
They're
off,
pumping
basically.
to like wriggle. It's like wriggling out of a pair of nylons, basically.
Okay.
But like they're just doing it by just sort of like
Yeah.
pulsing up and
So
down.
it does look kind of weird.
It looks very phallic in a weird way.
Okay.
That's
'Cause
why I have a problem with it. Too straight. I'm too straight to watch.
Yeah. It gives John gay panic.
Yes.
No, I mean, they do look like a penis, like a green
Okay.
penis, kind of. And they're just dangling. And then they it's very weird. It's very weird looking. And then the chrysalis hardens, and then they're in it for 2 weeks. And while they're inside of it, like 80% of their body just like completely liquefies
Oh my god.
and then reforms into a completely new animal, basically.
That's very cool. I remember being
Yeah.
fascinated by bugs and stuff when I was a kid because I used to have the. Do you guys ever have the eyewitness books?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe that. You know what? That might have been like a Commonwealth thing because I think they were British books. I want to say. So it was maybe more common in
They were
Canada.
very common. They were like an oversized
Hardcover.
hardback book
Yeah.
with large full color illustrations of or pictures.
Yeah.
depending on
Actually,
what the-
Dan, can you just Google eyewitness books, like 1990s eyewitness books, because they just have this
Wait, you don't know how
particular
to use
style.
Google, bitch?
Well, I want you to bring it. I want you to bring it up on the screen for everyone to see, Dan. I do know how to use Google, although it has gotten worse with all the AI shit.
Sounds
but,
so bad.
I think
although-
it's been pretty good actually. That it's finally starting to work.
Is this it?
Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I
yeah.
think they've like updated the covers on some of them, but like if you scroll down, yeah, I remember like I had the film one and like battle and all that. Yeah, they were great. Archaeology, yeah.
Hard shit.
Pirate. That was a classic.
Gun was really good. Remember that one? It was just guns.
It's just called Gun.
And there was one called, I think there was Spy, which was very cool because it was all these like
Yes.
Cold War spy gadgets.
Yeah, Spy.
Oh,
was
Gorilla. I need to get that for our friend Tom
Oh,
Walker, I think.
Yeah, Gorilla was.
Demi and Tom would love that.
Are they into gorillas?
Oh, Butterfly.
They are
and Moth.
both.
There you
They
go.
are both into.
Bremley.
Well, you know Demi and they're both very much into gorillas. Yeah, they
Oh.
did. They're obsessed with Coco the gorilla, especially.
Oh God.
I think they're both equally obsessed with them, but Tom has done a lot of ape games on his Twitch stream recently. So I'm considering him more of the gorilla guy right now, but I think they're both equally obsessed with gorillas. Because if they're listening, I don't want them to be offended that I said one of them liked gorillas more than the other, because that will upset both of them. So
Yeah.
It's an
yeah,
important
I
distinction.
It
really
is.
love, I think maybe like one of my favorite Google image search terms is, and I want you to type this in actually, is like gorilla carrots.
Oh,
Have
okay.
you looked at pictures of this before? It's
no.
like at zoos when they give them carrots.
Oh, I
they just
love this.
go,
And they're like, oh, look at the one with
absolutely-
look at the 5 carrots in its mouth.
Yeah, they go, pardon my phrase here, ape shit for them.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's really good. I
Looks
do
like
also
he's
Yeah.
smoking it. It looks like his dad told him he had to eat. Oh, you like
Yeah.
carrots?
Oh.
Eat all the carrots at once.
This is really, really good. Oh my
It's
God.
really good, right?
I want to say that when Dan was searching, by the way, the auto complete came up. But did you search for Kevin Bacon on Google recently?
No.
I swear I saw Kevin Bacon in there. Can you go back?
Oh, I think
just-
I did. I think you brought. No, I'm not going back. But
Okay.
I
He
think
was trying to see. He was trying to see Kevin Bacon's dong from
Yeah.
Wild Things.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
I'm gonna have
I
to
don't
go
blame
and
you.
blur out whatever came up now, aren't I?
I don't think there was anything bad on there, was there?
I don't know. I'm not looking.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. That's reasonable.
Yeah, this is good. What's the one? It looks like he's almost like shrugging off the carrot. It's at the bottom, Dan. In the middle there. Yeah, that one.
I think he's just chewing on it in a funny way,
Oh.
maybe.
Yeah.
He's just holding so many carrots.
I love the Getty Images watermark like it's a celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I know
Oh.
that they take photos of other things, but it's still hard to think of it as anything but.
Yeah. Well, didn't you have the bag or something?
I'm
That,
obsessed with, yeah. When I
Well, you
went
had
to the
dress,
Emmys,
didn't you? Wasn't it a whole dress?
no, it was just a purse that
Oh.
has the Getty Images watermark on it. Wait, do you want to see it?
yes,
Yes.
please, because it's one of my favorite bits. It's so good. This is incredible.
What are we gonna wear when we go to the Emmys?
Oh, that's a good question. I should dress as you. You dress as me. I guess we dress sort of similar.
No,
Kind of.
sort of, but like I don't spend more than I have to.
Oh, that's true.
Wow.
That's so good.
So good.
Yeah. It is just a gray purse with the Getty Images watermark on it. Because I was going to the Emmys and I knew that because I was a writer going to the Emmys, no one was going to take my picture unless I like really made a point of doing something.
Yeah.
And I was surprised at how mad all of the other photo agencies got about it.
Like they reached out to you?
They just would not take my photo.
That's so
Oh,
funny.
Like I was on the step and repeat, and there would be people from other agencies, and they would just like put their cameras down.
That's so funny.
And I'd be like, "I'll put the purse away," and they'd be like, "No." But then the Getty Images people were like,
They would've
"Oh,
loved
fuck
you,
yeah.
right?
No,
Yeah.
they were so into it, and I was like, "I'm making fun of you. Like I'm making fun of the fact that we are never gonna buy the photos you took of us." Anyway,
That's really good. That rocks.
thank you very much. Yeah.
Just one of my favorite bits, and I forget if I've told you that before, but it's so funny.
I like that it's really high up on my like Google image search results, and I think it always will be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we should have seen what was on there before. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, tell us like what.
No, just like not as good of photos of me. Just-
Yeah, I guess
just
that is
bad
weird
photos.
when you like. I guess if I ever got famous enough where people would care to like Google my photos, it would be very weird to have like my old curling photos and stuff that are just like up there. So it'd be like all
Yeah.
these paparazzi pictures of me
Yeah.
or like red carpet photos, but then it's also like here's some photos of him curling. What the?
You look good. You look good curling too.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like people would make fun of me maybe a bit, but
No.
I will say the photos that I've seen of you curling, I'm like, I wouldn't want those high up on my.
see, this is what I thank you, Emily, for being on. I agree.
I think it's just hard to look cool curling. I haven't watched a ton of it, but it's just the poses that you like. The positions they're just like, you know.
Yeah, because
They're
I guess
weird.
you're either like kind of down on one knee or you're sweeping. Not really
sweeping,
like
nobody looks good when they're sweeping.
yeah. I think down on one knee is sliding. I mean, I think maybe you need the motion of it to see it to make it look cool. Because I think it does look kind of cool when you're actually sliding. But yeah, I think
it
you.
feels cool.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Like, as you're sliding out, you're like, this feels cool. This is like,
I mean, I would still love to do a curling episode, a bonus episode of Block Party where I mean Dan and I come to Calgary and you teach us both to curl. I think that I
I'm
guess
not
Dan would have
fucking
to
curling.
film.
Are you nuts?
Okay, well I'll curl and John can teach me. But I think that would be fun.
yeah, we can definitely do that.
I feel like at some point we will do
Yeah,
that.
well, I can teach you how to curl too. I think
Yeah.
there's a Hollywood curling club, so we could.
Yeah.
There's a Hollywood curling club.
Correct. Yeah.
Who's in it?
I mean,
I'm just like assuming it's movie stars because
no,
it's
it's not.
Hollywood.
It's just in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It'd be so cool though if there was just some low
It's just like
key.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, he's the only that goes. Yeah, I was bummed because when we had Tony Hawk on the show, I said I would take him curling, and he lives in San Diego, and the curling club in San Diego closed.
Oh
So now
shit.
there's not like an easy in for me to be like, hey, I'm going to be in San Diego, and do you actually want me to take you curling?
I was gonna say you should come
I'd say
to
yes.
I think he
Tony Hawk,
might.
I feel like he would be like, yeah, okay,
legitimately, like I think you reach out to the same contact you used before or
Yeah,
whatever, right?
yeah,
and like
yeah.
and I'm going there for TwitchCon in September too, so you could have come out and
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
I know. I'm sorry.
Well, thanks a lot, San Diego, for closing your curling club. Stupid city. Speaking of
They
stupid
should level
cities,
that place.
I agree.
Start over. This is
Raise it.
this has always been my plan. San Diego sucks, and I think what we need a city with the density and like grid system of New York, but the weather and like the public transportation, but the weather of LA. I think we do it in
that would
San
be great.
Diego,
That would be legitimately wonderful.
That's
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What don't you like about San Diego? I feel like people say they like San Diego.
I mean, the weather's cool, I guess. There
The
are
food
some cool
is so
things in-
good. Oh my
There's
god.
there's good food. We would
The-
keep the food.
Yeah,
it's
the
just
burritos
like
are insane.
when I guess I haven't really like spent a ton of time there lately, but it's laid out in a really confusing way. It's really spread out.
It is. I
Um,
noticed that when we were there. It's a really I mean, we stayed downtown for most of it, but like it is a very
Yeah.
weirdly laid out city.
If you're in La Jolla, like all the streets are like just like La Jolla Street or La Jolla Village or Via La Jolla. And it's just like, if you don't have a smartphone, you're just fucking out of luck.
Yeah.
Right.
But also it's more about my complaints about LA and New York.
Right. You want to create the perfect super city.
Yes, exactly.
Well, we'll have our people get in touch with your people and we'll see what we can do. Speaking of being in touch with our people, let's move on to our social media updates.
What a fucking good segue. Now
I love the
let's
moment
move
when
on.
John starts to segue and Dan has to like scramble to get the song ready. It's so good. Yeah, I love it because he gets it every time.
Politics, tweets and skis, hot takes on the TL or fast food freaks. It's our social media update.
All right, Emily, we always like to start with the guests, and I know you've kind of already told us about your bugs or whatever, but what's going on in your social media?
I mean, the bugs are really one of the main things that's happening.
Bugs. I mean, that's fine.
They have truly taken over. I mean, Instagram's kind of the only social media that I use regularly now anyway. Aside from like Reddit, which I mostly just lurk on.
For Jeopardy purposes.
For the Jeopardy subreddit. I'm also in I recently joined the gift ideas subreddit, which I actually think is pretty great.
Okay, really? Tell me more.
Well, it's just people being like, here's this person in my life and I don't know what to get them. Here are some things that they like.
Right.
And then people will make suggestions, and only like, 1 out of every 4 posts is just like shameless self-promotion of someone with like a shitty Etsy store.
Sure.
But a lot of them are like very good ideas. And it also just like when it pops up, it makes me think about getting gifts for people, which I don't think about very often. And it makes me think, oh yeah, I should do that, I guess.
I have a husband and our 2-year wedding anniversary is coming up and he only likes porno. What should I get him, Reddit? This is me doing an impression of my wife on that on that sub.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear like an example of like?
I would love to hear one.
Yeah. I don't know if there are any
it feels to me like Reddit is not helpful for anything. So the idea that like Reddit could be helpful is interesting.
It's helpful for opposing sports fans coming in peace. I find that happens a lot.
And they actually have a lot of respect for your team. And
I hate that shit so much.
They kind of showed a lot of class.
I would so much rather have an opposing team sports fans threaten to kill me than to have them say like, oh, Edmonton Oilers fan coming in peace. Great job out there, guys. You guys have a bright future ahead of you. Go fuck yourself. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah. You're not on the team. Like, that you're not on the Oilers, right? And I'm not on the Canucks. We don't need to talk about it.
We should be trying to kill each other in a parking lot. Okay. Let's keep it that way.
I will say this subreddit has not been active enough to have some really good posts. It's part of why I'm talking about it is I want more people to talk about it and join it. But
do you want like good posts or like insane posts kind of? Like what are you because you could obviously sorting by controversial always helps too, I find, but I don't know if it's a big enough subreddit to get anything like really crazy. Yeah. Okay,
so here's one. It says 50th birthday for my wife. The maximum amount is $5,000. Dears, maybe you can share some ideas with me. For context, we are from Europe. My wife is an active person. We love to travel. Our last travel was to see alligators and pumas in Florida, yet with focus over nature parks, not really museums or cities. She loves, however, to visit Mexico, been there 4 times. It's not about nature there, but atmosphere, which she loves. She doesn't really like to receive normal gifts like home equipment, photos, stands, flowers.
What?
Always buy a stand.
What is he talking about? This guy, if you hadn't told me this guy was European, I would have immediately known.
Even new car wouldn't make her happy. She not really cares for that. Kids probably will present voucher for horseback country riding. What I got from her for my 50th is balloon voucher from kids, firearm training voucher. She hates firearms, not really cares for material stuff. I'm thinking of some special activities, but I'm a little lost. Maybe anyone here can share some ideas. And the first response is just take her on a trip somewhere she'd been wanting to go. It doesn't have to be elaborate. A weekend away is nice. And he just said, thanks, you are right.
That's really good.
I did like the idea that he was thinking that as you were reading that, someone was going to reply like, oh, well, you got guns, like gun training for your 50th. Why don't you just get
Yeah.
her gun training?
He's like, let me get
he's-
ahead of you here.
Yeah,
I'm
she
not
will
going to give
not-
her my
Yeah,
gun
she-
training.
She
gift
would not
certificate.
like gun training,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I feel like that could be a fake post also, but it's hard to tell. Like, I also feel like the attitude to take, previous guest of the show, our friend Dead Blossom Jesse, they have a really good attitude where they'll look at like, am I the asshole and stuff on their Twitch stream, and they're
Right.
like, look, we know like 90% of these are fake. You just have to pretend they're real for the sake of like content,
Yeah.
basically. You know?
100%. And
yeah.
also, it's like, even when Am I the Asshole is fake, I'm like, I still want people to respond as if they're real so that if there's anyone reading who's in a similar
Yes.
situation, they get the right advice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also think for like the gift advice, it's again like Am I the Asshole, where it's like a lot of people just talking someone out of doing something really stupid.
Yes. Yeah. Which is
so,
great. I love
yeah.
that.
I've been enjoying that one. I'm trying to think what other like subreddits I've joined recently. I'm in What Is My Cookie Cutter. That one is getting like too big, I'd say.
Okay. Which one is what's that?
So What Is My Cookie Cutter is where people post a photo of a cookie cutter where they don't know what it's supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
And people guess what it is, and they like draw pictures of it.
Okay. That sounds fun.
Um,
I love very specific subreddits like that.
Yeah. I mean, that one is really fun because also you're like, how are there so many cookie cutters? But there's
Yeah.
like 300,000 members of it. Wait, should I send a post so you can see what they look like?
let's see. Dan can bring some of these
That's
up.
what a
yeah.
cookie cutter is, because I guess you're right. Like, if you didn't have the label or whatever of the cookie cutters, like some of them look truly insane.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
And a lot of people will get them at thrift stores.
Sure.
And a lot of times they'll also have gotten like a little bit crushed, and that like really makes them unidentifiable.
Right.
I sent
Oh.
one.
Okay, is that a rabbit?
Well, I don't think we know. So you can scroll down and you can see what people's suggestions were.
Oh, ballerina foot.
With the
Okay.
ribbon from the lace is tied in a bow.
Okay, gator. Okay.
And this is like famous for like there's a guy in here, and I think he might have been gone for a while, where for every single one he's like, it's a rose, and he draws a picture of like a shitty rose inside the shape of the cookie cutter.
That's
Wow.
good.
That's
I like
really
that one.
good.
I have
I really-
no
I-
idea what that was
No.
supposed to be. That
No clue.
cookie, but
Absolutely
Yeah.
no clue. Yeah.
yeah, that was even harder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Some of them, I mean, a lot of them are really hard because a lot of them will end up being like a very specific, like, cartoon character or something from like a show
Right.
you've never seen. And you're like, well, I was never going to get, and it's like they're in a very specific pose. But yeah, I mean, you get it. Other than that, I've just been training Instagram to help me shop. I've just been
Okay.
clicking on every ad for the thing that I'm actually shopping for right now, which is cabinets. And so
Okay.
my
Oh.
Instagram Discover is just full of cabinets, and it's honestly kind of nice.
Mine
That
was
is
like
so
that with like desks for a while.
Yeah.
And it's annoying because I've got a new desk and it's still like that.
And
Like,
you're
it's
like,
gonna take
this
a
is
while.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a desk now. I'm good. I don't need to see this anymore.
What'd you end up
Um,
going with?
I honestly went with like an IKEA one that ended up like being pretty good because
Yeah.
I spent more money on the chair because I was like, I'm gonna be sitting on this, you know, I can kind of make, but the desk is nice. It's got like 2 levels. It's got a good setup for streaming and everything. So
Yeah.
But have you bought the cabinets yet, or you're still
No,
looking?
no, I'm
Okay.
still shopping, and I will be forever. The worst thing is like I'm like sort of taught the algorithm that I'm like kind of interested in some like mid-century modern sort of like vintage furniture, and so it just keeps showing me like these resellers in Germany, and it's like I click on it being like, oh yeah, this is sick, and then I'll be like, this will never get sent to me in the United States.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Simply have to
Um,
move to Germany.
yeah,
go
join
see Pimp Blitzkid.
Blitzkid. Do you think they'd let me be in that band? What do you think I'd have to do to get in that band?
What can you play?
Not a lot.
Okay.
I
Do you-
can do like a little bit of rhythm guitar, but like I feel like I should be able to just be in the band.
Yeah. Do you have like a
Limp Bizkit didn't
new
have a
metal?
rhythm guitar player, so that's a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Do you have like a new metal like attitude? Do you think?
I have a bad attitude. Does that
That's
count? Just
good,
a
I think, for
generally-
new
new
metal.
metal
a
attitude.
think that's what
generally
you
bad
want.
attitude.
Yeah, I think that's
people,
good.
would,
Actually,
people would like that.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
be what you could do is almost in like an exaggerated movie way, kind of like be their manager. But
Yeah.
be like the manager with a really bad attitude. And
Yeah.
anyone tries to help them, and you're kind of like, they're too big. Don't even talk.
Yeah.
That's a
God,
good
I
idea.
think this plan is good, but it also involves me going to a lot of shows of this band that I hate.
But you don't know if you hate them. You
I
only
do
saw
know
a
that. I
minute.
saw the video. I know that I hate
That's-
them. I know that I
How did you
would
know?
not enjoy going to a bunch of these shows.
Well, you wouldn't want to see them open for like System of a Frown and Succubus.
Kron.
Mm. Yeah, the Corn band is
Yeah.
called Kron.
Just
you've
Kron.
decided?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
think
could
so.
probably
Yeah.
be called something like Children of the Corn, maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think. Yeah, you're right.
Corn on the Cob.
You're right. You're right.
Stefan, what is going on your social media?
I saw this on Blue Sky today, and it made me laugh, and it also made me really appreciate this guy as well. This is Junji Ito, who's a very good comics artist and does a lot of like John. You're probably not familiar with him, but I'm sure you've seen.
I have I have the Rory Blank shirt that is inspired.
Oh, that's right.
by Ito art.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't
So
fucking talk to me.
no. I just look. I'm
You probably
anyway.
don't know him, John. Fuck you.
well. I
I'm
was
trying
going to
to
explain.
Jeopardy.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah. The thing I think probably he's most known for is the I forget what the name. There's like the holes in the cliff, and someone's like, "This is my hole," and they like climb through it all the way through the cliff to the other side and get all squished in the hole, and it's really creepy. But he did one called I think it's called Spiral Uzumaki. And it's about this town that's like cursed by the shape of a spiral, and everything sort of becomes a spiral. People's faces becomes. It's really, really well done. Very scary.
Sounds like some nerd shit.
I mean, it is, Dan.
Yeah, this sounds crazy to me.
But I really liked this. His explanation for the ending of it, where he's like, in the manga Uzumaki, I was supposedly explaining the mystery of the spiral pattern that has existed since ancient times, but the mystery is not solved by the time we get to the final chapter. So I drew Lovecraft-like ruins to cook something up and get out of there. And I just really appreciate that honesty, and also just being like, I just like put something that looked cool in there as the ending, and it worked, I guess, you know? So I respect that a lot. And it's very refreshing to see
I'm
stuff
sorry
like
for
that.
calling it nerd shit, Stefan.
It's okay,
apologize.
Dan.
I'm just gonna
I'm-
get this out there. That might have been the worst social media update you've ever
Come
had.
on.
Yeah, it's up there for sure.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend like I understood any of that. I think.
Well, I think we've recorded so many episodes in such short succession, and I haven't really been online very much recently. I put some stuff up on my wall back there.
So that means not. What is it? How is that supposed to help?
Well, it's on the show. That's social media,
You
right?
can write that stuff off, you know.
I guess I can because it's on the stream and stuff.
The
right?
show is not social media by default.
Well, but a picture of this will be posted on Instagram, right?
Well, I guess, yeah.
So it kind of is, right?
Oh my god.
I just feel like we should be celebrating touching grass. So I think that's good. I think it's good you haven't been online. And I
Oh,
think
I'm
it's
still,
good that
like-
your update was bad.
I'm still like playing video games and stuff. I'm not
Oh.
like going outside.
Just
but
go outside. Emily.
no,
Don't get it twisted.
no, I don't go outside. Well,
I
no,
will
I mean,
say,
I go
like,
outside a little bit.
the bugs have really replaced a lot of like scrolling. Like I do just sit in a chair looking at them now, like I'm
Yeah.
an old man.
That's
Um,
good.
It's
it's-
nice.
it's
It's-
kind of nice, but
Yeah.
I occasionally look around like, you guys seeing this shit? And there's no one out there with me.
And then that's why you have to film it and put it on Instagram to be
It
like,
is.
"What, are you guys seeing this
Are
shit?
you guys seeing this? They're eating.
Not,
it's
no one's fucking
incredible.
seeing this shit. My neighbor likes Kill Tony. I can't even bring him over to see things. It's driving me crazy.
How should I feel about this though? He did
Okay.
also then find my special and said that he liked it. Should I feel bad about that?
Maybe he just
No.
likes everything.
Or is this now the beginning of him liking better comedy?
It could be that too, right? Yeah, maybe that's
Yeah, I think- you can contain comedy can contain multitudes like music, right? It's like I like Korn, but I also like Radiohead or whatever, like you can like disparately talented.
We get it. You're
things.
straight.
Yes, I have sex with my wife.
Nice save,
The
John.
way you stopped yourself from saying women.
Well,
Very good save.
Over
Sure,
time,
of course.
yes.
Yeah.
I just meant anyway.
That was good. You pulled up right on time there. That was
Well,
good.
Yeah.
What can I say?
That was a close one. You almost got divorced.
Yeah,
John becoming a divorce guy would just be like, it would be too powerful for this pod, I think. I don't think we could handle it.
I do think that the chart of like wife guy to divorce guy, it's not like a slope. It's like a sharp up and then down. I feel like I've known multiple guys who get like more and more wife guy right before the divorce. So
Mhm.
you've got to watch it a little bit.
Well, that's kind of what I was trying to do there. I was trying to distance myself from the all-loving wife guy. No, I mean, it definitely has been a tough time for wife guys recently online, but I'm steadfast in my wife guy qualities, I would say. I think it's fine. I mean, it's hard to imagine what I would be like as a divorced guy. I don't think it would be very good.
I think it would be totally insane.
think it would be
What do you
awesome.
think would change?
Oh, I'm just
Well,
picturing
my wife
like,
won't live here anymore.
yeah, just John in the dating scene would be very interesting to me, I think.
I've been there before. So
No, I know, and I think you'd be good at it. I think too.
I
You'd be
just feel
quite-
like his life already has a lot of the components of what like divorced people try and do. Of like he's on like a softball team and he's got like a bunch of podcasts. Like, how's he gonna act out?
I'm
That's a
like
good
the first
point.
ever divorced wife guy.
yeah, you're Schrodinger's guy.
Yeah, like my wife goes to bed at like 10 and I go to bed at 2. I play video games for like 3 hours.
Yeah, you do. What the fuck?
I'm on a softball team. Yeah, I have
You have 3 podcasts.
Yeah, I have
How-
3 podcasts. Yeah,
He's got 4 podcasts.
He's got
well,
4
4 right
idiot.
now. 4
Yeah.
right now.
Oh, I guess that's
He's
right.
a Broomgate.
Yeah, Broomgate. Yeah.
How do you guys manage the like going to bed at different times thing?
Well,
Is she a heavy sleeper? Like, do you wake her up when you go to bed, or?
Well, I mean, this is just going to sound atrocious, but but my house has multiple levels.
Oh, right. Okay.
So like our bedroom is on the top floor and my video games are in the basement,
right.
which is
So you're
3
fine.
floors below the.
Yeah.
So, but in our old apartment, yes, I had to kind of like sneak around and be quiet once she went to bed. But now it's like much less of a problem. But usually, Emily, what happens is, we have, I guess, what we refer to as like a bedtime show in which my wife will fall asleep during that show. So that's when we were watching Home Improvement. Now it's Malcolm in the Middle that we're rewatching. So
It's got to be fucking that vibe of like
100%.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's kind of the thing is like, so we'll hang out at night, I mean, unless I have softball, or whatever, but yeah, usually it's like make dinner, hang out. We might play a board game, go for a walk, watch TV, then she'll fall asleep. And then I just kind of like sneak out of the bedroom once she's asleep. And then usually I have a little bit of work to do. I'll do like, she usually falls asleep around 10. I'll do like an hour of computer stuff, work and whatever. And then I play video games and then I come into bed at like 2 a.m.
oh my God.
Yeah.
That's just so many hours later.
Yeah, I know, but that's just how I roll. I don't know.
Yeah.
Were you asking because you and Peter have very separate bedtimes?
He's definitely more of like a late phase sleeper than I am. And we do a similar thing where it's like we'll fall asleep watching something and then he'll like read for a while after that. But he started falling asleep earlier and I've started falling asleep later. It feels like we're inching toward each other somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
But
Both of your Mercuries are in retrograde or whatever.
I don't think that's what that means. But
Okay, I don't. It could be.
I do want there to be like a better solution to this. Like,
I mean, I don't like. I've been a night owl like my whole life, so it just like I don't like to go to bed at that time.
right. No. I mean, I think like that's the thing that we're learning about like late phase sleepers is like you can't change that about yourself.
Yeah.
And that like there are people who just are programmed to go to bed later. and
can't help it.
they have a higher like rate of heart attacks and early death, and it's not because they stay up late, it's because they're forced into earlier schedules by society. And
Oh.
Not me. 9:30 a.m. wake up.
So
Damn.
when we make Dan record an episode with us at 11 in the morning, we're killing him.
yeah.
Yes, you
Yeah.
are.
Oh my god.
Although I am on record saying that like Dan needs to go to the doctor for other stuff first.
Now that Dan is producing the Jeopardy podcast, Emily is putting her foot down.
I am learning too much, and I feel like fucking Wendy and Peter Pan with the Lost Boys here, being like, someone get this kid to the doctor.
I mean, it's good because, like, you know, we sort of, I would say it's more of like a gentle, like, midday, Dan, maybe you should, maybe you go to the doctor, you know, and you're just like, Dan, go now, go right now.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You know?
This is an emergency. Should I be more specific that it's about his shitting?
That's fine. Yeah.
I think people knew. I think they got that.
And I'm
yeah.
saying this as someone who's like currently seeing a doctor about my shitting problems.
Right.
It's like I am the light at the end of the tunnel, but also the fact that I'm like, I have been seeing a specialist about a problem that was nowhere near as bad as what Dan has described his life is like right now. And
Yeah, I've
have-
seen some of Dan's shits and they're fucking insane. So I would love one day for him to send me a picture of an empty toilet like it's the end of Good Will Hunting, and I'm just like so happy
Yeah, you're just like
that I guess he stopped shitting. I don't know.
or
Dan, I
just
hope
started
one day-
flushing for the first time in his
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
I'll tell you, I wake up every day and I get the first text from you, and I just hope it's going to be an empty toilet. That'll be what I know.
Oh God.
That's
Uh,
boy.
That is good.
I do not send photos of my shit to people, but
Yeah, you're
my
normal. That's
my
that's
brother
good.
and I will, like, if we poop a shape that is recognizable, we will text each other just what the shape was.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Like if it's letters of the alphabet. you
Yeah,
know?
I know that there are some people who like who are trying to do that over the course of their life. Like eventually,
do the
we'll have
entire
the
alphabet?
entire alphabet.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
And
I've
then,
done like a JJ before.
oh wow,
Oh wow.
those are my
yeah.
initials.
JJ?
Yeah.
What's your middle name?
Well, I don't think I'm going to say that on the podcast.
Well, you're John Jr. though, right? So
That's not the. Yeah, I am also.
Yeah.
John
Is
Jr.
your name John Jolin? And you've been lying about it?
is it John?
Yes, it's John.
Wonderful. That rocks.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It's John. It's John. Jolin Cullen. It's very confusing for me. Okay, well, it's my turn, I guess.
Yes.
That's usually where you tee me up, Stefan. But you.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, we had talked. I kind of forgot we were in the social media.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we're
were just
still
like
in there.
wistfully remembering all of the photos of Dan's shits that he's
Yeah.
been looking at lately.
Yeah, it was great.
His mouth started to water a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stefan had that sort of warm glow on his face of just.
Yeah.
A worm glow.
Okay,
Yeah.
leave me alone. This is a short social media update, but it is very funny because it reminds me of my dad so much. I saw this. It's from Sophia.
Oh, this is very good. If it's what I think it is.
Pastoral Comical. Went to dinner with my family, and my dad asked the waitress if she knew what kind of wood the table was. And then she said no, and he was like, "Is there someone who would know?"
Yeah, that's a dad question. I thought it was going to be the guy going bowling and fucking his rotator cuff up.
I mean,
but-
I wish it was that but that's all visual. There's
Yeah.
no sound to it. So
No.
I went with the Sophia tweet, but I just want to say this specifically reminded me there's a restaurant chain in Vancouver called Cactus Club. We've talked about it on the show before. It's like an upscale casual restaurant, and it's like my parents' favorite restaurant. So I go there quite a bit when I'm home with my parents, and they have an item on their menu that they refer to as steelhead salmon, which does not exist. It's actually steelhead trout. There's no such
Okay.
thing as a steelhead salmon, but trout and salmon have a very similar flavor profile. They're trying, I guess, to like pass it off as salmon. My dad loves this meal. So this is not like, but every time we go, when he orders, he insists on calling it steelhead trout. And then they go, what? And then he has to be like, well, the
Oh
menu
my
says
God.
steelhead salmon. And I'm not even joking. He's done this 20 plus
That's
times
so
while I've been
funny.
sitting at the table with him. And
Oh,
both
man.
my mom and I are like, please don't do it this time. Like,
Because he orders it every time.
every time. It's his favorite thing there.
That's-
He orders it every single time he's there. And he says, I'll have the steelhead trout. And then the server inevitably says, it's what you mean the steelhead salmon. He goes, well, it's trout. Actually, there's no such thing as steelhead salmon. And then that information doesn't do anything for them, right?
No,
Like
it's like, well, it says salmon.
to a
in the
person,
thing.
they just
Yeah.
go, okay. Like,
Yeah.
like they don't know. Because it's like he's complaining about it. But
Yes.
he's not complaining because he loves it. So they don't know what to do with that information. So they just go like, okay.
That's so funny. God.
So this tweet reminded me of that.
Yeah. That's really good.
And anyway, let's move on to our block tail.
Okay.
What did you tweet? You brought receipts, Blocktail. Woo! No longer can see that post. It's a Blocktail. Woo! You probably deserved it. It's a Blocktail.
Now, Emily, you said you were reminded of a block tail today, which is
Yes.
that's one of my favorite things that happens. So do you tell us about it, please?
Okay, so I don't get blocked very often. I'm just going to come out and say it. I do not get blocked very often. I don't know why, because I am a horrible person online.
Yeah, you have a bad attitude. We've
I've
established.
got a bad attitude, and I don't like a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I think I've been less active. I'm sure there are people who have me muted because they don't like to look at bugs that much. But I got blocked last summer. It was like late last summer because there's this clothing company called New Works that's that's based in LA, and they do like a lot of like fun and funky prints for like jumpsuits and stuff.
Okay.
They're very popular among like people in LA. You've seen some of your favorite comedians wearing a New Works jumpsuit, I'm sure. And they had a post last summer that was just like a photograph of a new textile that they were going to be rolling out soon.
I'm looking at them right now. These are cool.
Yeah, like
These are very Steph Tolev coded.
Oh, I'm sure Steph has some New Works, and like Atsuko Okatsuka wears a lot of like New Works. Like,
Yeah.
it's Naomi Ekperigin wears them on stage. Like they make really flattering jumpsuits and stuff, and the cuts are really cool, and they're made in LA. And they posted a photo that was just like the new textile that they were going to be rolling out. And I noticed that one of the main motifs of it was like this snake with a bunch of like eyeballs in it. And I was like, this looks a lot like the work of this artist that I've been following on Instagram for a while.
Oh.
And I like, and that was not who was attributed as the artist of this print. And so I commented being like, these look a lot like this guy's work. And they were like, oh, interesting. And I was like, check your DMs because they're actually, I think, more than just similar. And I basically went deep on this artist who they had been working with for this print. And I looked at her Instagram and it was like just chock-a-block with stolen work.
Wow.
Like she was straight up tracing all of these artists and illustrators who, like, I don't know why I was like so familiar with the world of like illustrators. Maybe because at the time I like co-hosted a podcast with Lisa Hannah Walt, who does some like a lot of design, a lot of textile design, but also I had just like furnished a house and I had been looking at a shitload of prints and stuff, and I had been getting recommendations and stuff. And so I recognized this right away. And I went to her Instagram, the Instagram of the artist, and I found multiple instances and screenshots, and like took screenshots of side by sides of like work he had done and work she had copied. Like the exact same, like I made a transparency of like the picture that he did and the picture she did for this textile and like overlaid them. And it's like, she didn't even like look at it and draw her own. She literally probably just put a filter through it. And like, even when she would post like her sketchbook pictures, I would be like, that's the exact same thing as this other picture that he did. And I also, it became a big crisis for the company because they were like, this is clear that it is stolen work.
So they thought it was obviously her original.
Yeah,
like
they
they thought
didn't
they were
know.
doing right by the artist. It wasn't them stealing it. They
were like, we're working with like a local independent artist. And
wow.
And
Was it like
she
AI
was-
stuff at all, or was it all just like tracing?
No, it was all just fucking tracings.
Yeah.
And she ended up, so the company ended up having to like stop collecting orders. I will say Newerx handled it very, very well. I was very impressed with the way they handled it because they were like, we need to investigate this. We're going to stop accepting orders right now. And then they got in touch with the artist who she was ripping off. And they were like, they made things right with him. Like, he didn't need this. Like, there were people who were like, well, maybe you should give him an opportunity to design something for you. And he like already had like multiple like textile deals with like Farm Rio, which is like a way bigger company. And, but he was, I mean, like, they made sure to make, like, he got paid, and they also made, they had already printed it and had already made a bunch of stuff. And so they decided to sell it all off and like divide the money between him and some nonprofits that he selected. And he's like a Brazilian artist. So it was like, specific to Brazilian companies. But when this was all happening, I went through the artist who had like ripped this guy off, and I went through her Instagram and I found instances of her ripping off other artists. And I went through and contacted a bunch of them to be like, hey, check this out. This bitch is selling like handkerchiefs with your art on it.
Yeah.
And so now, so she blocked me.
Hell yeah.
That's the person who blocked me in this story. Cause I was like, for a while, she just shut her Instagram down completely because people were like, what the fuck? And they were just like going through it and finding all this shit that she had stolen. But then I guess, and then someone was like, oh, she reactivated. And I was like, I don't see it. And I was like, oh,
that's really good.
I'm in trouble because I'm the one who, but I did like log out multiple times to go through her stuff. And she did end up, I think, like taking down a bunch of the stuff in her store that was stolen. But I'm like, I don't know if she even has made anything original ever. Like,
right. Did she ever like release a statement or anything? I mean, I guess you were blocked, but did you ever see her kind of say like, oh, you know?
It was so weird because she did like apologize, but in a way where I didn't feel like she took a ton of accountability for the choices that she made.
Right.
And then it was just like gone.
Right.
I think she ended up deleting the apology at a certain point. But it did bring a lot of attention to the original artist. So that was good.
Yeah. It's a very righteous block.
Yeah.
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 And I was like, let me just say, I did talk about this in therapy probably a lot because I was like, why am I getting so fucking worked up about this? And I think I was just really seizing on the opportunity to just go so deep on someone's Instagram and feel righteous about it. I think it was I felt like Dexter, you know what I mean? How he's like, I have to kill, I might as well kill someone who's bad, you know?
Right. I mean, it is cool though that you eventually like got this artist paid, and it feels like such a huge issue all the time for these designers and for artists that get their stuff stolen, that even to just do something on this kind of smaller one artist kind of scale, it's very cool.
Right.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have worked if like the company wasn't so responsive to the complaints and stuff. Because there are just like a million like artists on Instagram who get ripped off all the time by fucking like Temu and stuff. And like people will just sell their sell stuff with their shit. I feel like, do you follow like Gemma Coral? She does just like web comics and stuff, but she's just like, I think maybe the most ripped off Instagram artist I've ever seen, because she does really sort of like catchy work, like sort of like stuff you would, put on a mug and people would be excited about,
Right.
And it's just, she is I think she is like maybe the most ripped off of like, just Amazon is just full of people selling like mugs with her stuff on it. Yeah. Like she has one that's like someone lying face down and it says a depression. And then below it, it's like the same person lying face down wearing like a witch's hat and it says a seasonal depression, like that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, she's fucked by the internet being so ruthless with this stuff. So it did feel really good to stop it.
Yeah.
I was worried that the company was going to block you at the
Yeah.
start.
Oh,
there,
yeah, no.
so that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad they did not. Yeah, they handled it very well, but it was an exciting week. I was talking to everyone I knew about it.
That rocks.
And some of them were just giving me real blank stares.
Good for you. Cool. Yeah, I love when I'm getting that from people. Well, you have a great listener block as well. This one is from Scum Crank. They were
Great name.
Yeah, great name. They were blocked by an MMO streamer.
Okay.
So a few years ago, there was this extremely annoying streamer of a niche MMO, EVE Online. Stefan, do you know this?
I don't know if I call that niche, but yeah, yes.
Okay,
I
well,
do.
maybe a few years ago it was
Sure.
niche.
Yeah.
What is,
Yeah.
is it like a shooting thing?
It's like a big spaceship game with like spreadsheets. It's like the nerdiest. It's one of the nerdiest games you could play, I think, and
Okay.
I'm sure Dan agrees with me.
Yeah, I mean, don't people spend like thousands and thousands of real money?
Yeah, on spaceships in the
on
game.
fake
It's-
spaceships.
So people have lost like thousands of dollars in game because their spaceship gets like It's really
Anyway,
yeah.
okay. Well, that's the game.
Okay.
And apparently, this extremely annoying streamer put USMC in his username, United States Marine Corps, presumably, and would constantly be extremely aggro to everyone and everything around him. So, being the huge sack of shit I am, I joined his chat and asked him if he knew what graphene was. He said he didn't, and I told him it's the only thing thinner than your skin, and he promptly banned me. Undeterred, I logged into his Discord, changed my username to his, and announced to everyone with an @here message, "Hello, my name is XUSMC. I am against widespread literacy and the refrigeration of food." And I was also immediately banned. Love you folks in the show, Scum Crank.
That's very good, Scum Crank. I like that.
So yeah, thank you for sending that in. Just a great, you know what? If you can do something wholesome like Emily, or you can just pester people online and be an asshole, and that's great too. We love that as well.
It's a wide spectrum.
Yes. And Stefan
Emphasis on spectrum.
Exactly. A lot about that. Now, thank you so much, Scum Crank. If you want to send in a listener block to be read on the show, you can do so by sending us an email at blocked@blockparty.com. You can also donate to the show at patreon.com/blockparty, where $5 a month gets you access to 3 bonus episodes every single month. Probably around the time this one comes out, you maybe will be hearing a mailbag episode with our friend Danica Tebow. You may also, or was that a mailbag? Yeah, it was. I don't even remember anymore.
It was a cameo
that was
episode,
cameo.
wasn't it?
Cameo.
Yes.
That's it. Word Up with Danica Tebow. Very, very funny episode. We also have a Canadian education episode coming up. We do have another mailbag episode. I don't know when this comes out. I don't care. I'm going to be in Europe as you're listening to this, but it will be great. So check it out. Patreon.com/blockparty. We also have ad-free episodes. Lots of great deals over there. Check it out. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at BlockPartyPod. You can see this video, the video of this episode on our YouTube, which is just youtube.com/@BlockParty. And as always, if you like the show, please tell a friend. We are here at the end of the episode. That means it's time for the top 3.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Uno, 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 uno.
Mustard.
3.
Socks. 2. Girlfriends.
Uno, 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 uno.
All right, Emily, what do you have for us?
Okay. Inspired by our conversation,
Mhm.
What are the top 3 bands that you would want to be in the #1 German tribute act of?
Wow.
I love it. Yep, I'm all in on that. Okay, well, Emily, can you give us your number 3, please?
Okay, I'm going to say my number 3 is Blondie.
Oh,
Okay.
that's good. Are you the German Debbie Harry in this situation?
Yes, I'd have to be, right? That's like
Yeah.
why it would be fun.
Yeah, totally. I would love to hear Blondie songs with a slight German accent.
Yeah. I feel like it would change nothing very, like it would still be this exact same vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do we have a name? Are we doing German names for all
Oh,
these?
just like Brunetti.
Nailed it. Stefan, you're number 3.
I'll go with the Kinks for number 3, mainly for the name, because I feel like German Kinks. It sort of fits together. I think.
Sorry, explain that.
Germans love like paying people to shit on them and stuff. So it's like
You
kind
sure
of.
about that?
I think so. I'm pretty sure they do.
Are you German, Stefan?
Well, look, it doesn't matter. I think, and also like you get to be one of the Davies brothers, and they're like famously insane, and they have a lot of good songs too. And I think you could just call them. I guess you would just call them Der Kinks.
Der Kinken.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are the Kinks.
Doesn't that work in a German accent? It does.
We had to play a song Lola.
That's
It's Lola.
that's good.
Yeah. That's good. You could have Run Lola Run or Rent Lola Rent, I believe
Yeah.
is the German
Very nice.
equivalent, playing behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is the girl again that's in that? It's not Famke Janssen. It's someone else.
Isn't it like
I can't
oh,
remember her fucking name.
isn't she in the Born Identity as well?
She is, yes. But I can't
Franca Potente.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one, Stefan. You got it. Okay, I will be in the #1 German cover band of Led Zeppelin, and I'm not changing the name. It was fucking made in Germany.
Yeah.
No,
You'd have to replace it with like an American blimp.
where our band is called Der Goodyear,
Yeah.
but we're a Led Zeppelin tribute band.
Yeah.
And again, I just think you have the Robert Plant with a German accent.
Yeah.
Really, really good stuff.
Very good. Very good.
Emily,
yeah.
your number 2, please.
My number 2 is going to be Hole.
Yep.
I think that would be really fun.
I think being in a whole cover band would just be fun no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Germany or not. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it would be good. I don't know what the German word for hole is.
Holstein.
Yeah.
That's a cow. But yeah,
I'm
probably.
looking it up.
Okay. Well, according to Stefan, the German's very familiar with holes.
They are.
It's
Yeah.
Loch.
Lock?
Lock.
How can that be true?
Like
Okay.
LACH or LOCH?
LOCH.
Oh, okay.
Like a
A
lake.
Scottish lake.
Huh.
But a German hole.
I guess a lake is a big hole, sort of. So
Yeah, it's a type of hole.
yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
What is a hole? I think we should go deep on this.
What defines a hole? If there's water
Yeah.
in the hole, then is it no longer a hole?
I
Or
mean, we have done top 3 holes on here before. So
we have. That is
Yeah.
definitely true.
yeah.
That was a raft, I believe.
That was raft, I think,
special
yeah.
for that
Yeah.
top 3.
My number 2. You know what? I'm gonna go with one of my favorite bands, Pop. Because you just put the umlaut over the U, and I guess they would just become
And then it's
poop.
poop.
And then I don't have to change my name because I have the same name as their lead singer, but you can just put a bit of German stank on it. You know?
Poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Pop with the umlaut, poop. I think that's good. And then instead of the Don Valley Parkway, it's the Autobahn or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
But there's some changes you could make, I think, to make it more German. But yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tap into my new metal roots here. I'm going to go my number 2, Rage Against the Machine.
Okay.
Our
Ooh.
name is going to be We Make the Machines.
Okay.
Because we're in Germany, baby. The Saar Valley. We're making it all. And yeah, again, I would love to hear the Zach De La Rocha rapping with a German accent. And also, again, Rage Against the Machine songs, very fun to play. So
Yeah.
that's my number 2.
Great choice.
Emily, you're number 1.
Oof. I didn't think about this that hard.
That's like every top 3.
That's
don't
sort of the
worry.
quintessential top 3.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like, God, I just wish I could move Hole up a little bit. Like that would probably be more fun.
That's what I say when I'm
mean,
golfing as well. Be so much easier if they move the hole up a little bit.
is it weird if I say Bikini Kill and Hole? I don't want to pit them against each other more than Society already did. But
No, that's fine, I think. Yeah.
But also, Alanis Morissette would be fun too.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, wait, you know what? Okay, I'm taking it all back. The Cranberries.
Oh, great choice.
It's the Cranberries.
Trying to do the whale with like the Dolores O'Riordan whale with a German accent.
If you could return. I can only do it with the Irish.
That was an Irish accent. That
Yeah.
she already has.
Don't let it burn. Yeah, I'm just getting more Irish the more I try. I can't do it. Do we have to do it with a German accent? I thought we just got to perform in Germany.
Oh, you don't have to. It just was funny to hear the pimp Blitzkid do it with a slight German accent. It doesn't mean you have to do it.
Yeah. The German word for cranberry is Preiselbeer.
Oh,
I like that.
good.
That's good.
Stefan, you're number 1.
I'll go with the Beastie Boys, I think. I think Beastie Boys would be a lot of fun. And I guess they would be the Beastie Jungen.
What?
Right?
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to translate.
Urban translation of the
Yeah, I know, but it's kind of fun to do.
I think it's
But obviously they have, a style of their own, and it would be interesting to see how that translates into German, I think, or at least having a German accent added to it, because I think that's the only way you could make it sound like, because they have that very like staccato.
Intergalactic, planetary.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that working really, really well. German Beastie Boys.
Ooh, it's sabotage.
Yeah.
I don't know why my German guys are doing it in like a very comically.
You're doing like
way.
the SNL like Hans and Franz sort of.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. Excuse me, you have to fight for your right to party.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. That's my number 1. John?
Okay, my number 1, I'm actually just going to completely subvert this, and I'm going to be the number 1 Canadian Rammstein cover band.
Okay.
I'm going the other way around, baby. We're just going to be
Which
called...
is just like the Canadian version is just like, pardon me, du hast mich?
Yeah, exactly. Fucking du hast, eh? Holy moly. Fucking too right, man. Fucking du hast mich. Du hast dich gefragt, bud.
Am I wrong, or did we find out that they're white supremacists?
No, they're not.
They're not? Okay,
No,
but they're
they just-
bad in some kind of way, right?
No, I don't think so.
Let's see.
I'm gonna look it up.
Let's see. Are they?
Well,
Let's take a look. Let's see. Is
I
John,
remember
is
looking
John,
into this pretty recently, and I think they're good. Although they did use like a couple, like they talk about. You know what? Never mind.
oh, well, yeah. I mean, look.
There's some Holocaust stuff in here.
John, do you want to pick a different one? I mean, they're all bands. Like, it's all,
is it that bad?
No,
I shouldn't have brought this up. I just feel like I had to.
Fine.
None of this stuff will be an issue for the Canadian cover band. I don't think anyone's going to think about that.
No, we're gonna be.
If anything, you're providing an ethical alternative
That's
to going
true,
to
actually.
see Rammstein.
That's
That's
what
a
we're
good point.
doing.
Yes.
People in Lloydminster, Saskatchewan want to see Buch Dick perform live without the baggage. So we're bringing that to them, and you're welcome. Emily, thank you so much for being here. This was
Oh
a
my
pleasure
gosh.
as always. Anything that you would like to plug before we go?
People should listen to our Dumbass Jeopardy podcast. What is a Jeopardy podcast? And if you don't want to listen to John, we are going to have a couple guest hosts on some upcoming episodes. So you can even listen to it without him if you
on
want.
my own show and say, you probably hate John as well. Do we have a couple episodes coming up for you? Yes. When I'm obviously I won't be able to watch Jeopardy. And so, we are getting, I would say, 2 very high profile guests to come on the show.
2, I would say, legends of the Alex Trebek stage.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
Even though I won't be on the episodes, I'm excited to hear them.
Look who's there.
Oh,
With my new setup, she can just walk in now, and we can just see her in the background. There she is.
Oh, there she is. What's
Hello,
up, Kiki? She chilling.
She's doing a big stretch.
What else is new?
I know.
Cats. And people can follow you on Instagram, Emily, at Mr. Emily Heller.
I'm at Mr. Emily Heller, and all of my bug stuff is in a highlight called Monarchs 24. So you can see all of the gross stuff I've been talking about.
There you go.
All right.
Listen to our Jeopardy podcast. Give Emily a follow. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Blocked Party Pod, on Blue Sky and YouTube at Blocked Party. And you can donate to the show, patreon.com/Blocked Party. And we'll see you back here next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.